Cheers! Good afternoon, evening, or morning, whatever you're watching. I'm Denise Bunning, and thanks to FAIR for creating this safe space for us to chit-chat about various monthly topics. As a former teacher, support group leader, and of course, food allergy mom, we are so excited to be celebrating Food Allergy Awareness Week and our anniversary. MOCHA is 25, and FAIR is only 10 years old. So it keeps getting better and better. And because I am joined by my very good friend, food allergy mom, advocate, and co-founder of MOCHA, Ann Thompson. So Ann, thank you very much for joining me. And hello. And why don't we let you start? Tell me about a little bit about your story, food allergies, anything you want. So take it away.
Well, first off, Denise, I can't believe we've been doing this for 25 years. It's unbelievable the journey that we've had together. I don't think there's anybody else that I would rather have done this with than you. So talk about Lucy and Viv and getting through life together. Unbelievable, the stuff we've gone through.
So in terms of how you got involved with food allergies, do you want to tell the audience how like we can talk about how you found out about food allergies, and then we're going to go into like how we met. So how did you find out about food allergies?
Well, it was through my son having an allergic reaction and going to doctors and having them not really understand everything about food allergies. I mean, our kids are grown, so it was a long time ago, and I don't think the awareness was really prevalent. So when he was diagnosed with food allergies, I started the journey, and that's kind of where you and I met.
Do you want to tell everybody how we met, or you want me to take it?
You take it. You take that.
Okay. All right. So imagine, if you will, it's back in 1996-ish, 7-ish. And we go to a predecessor FAIR organization, and we're at a conference, a food allergy conference, and the woman in charge says, "Hey, everybody in the audience, does anyone want to start a support group?" So Denise Bunning raises her hand, Ann Thompson raises her hand, and they say, "Hey, you people in Chicago, why don't you go in the back and meet each other?" So literally, that is how it happened. We never would have met if we weren't at a food allergy conference. Ann can tell you about this. We are really like Mutt and Jeff, or I don't even know if that's the appropriate thing to say anymore, but that is what I'm saying. Like, Ann is tall, I am short. Ann is business, I am education. Ann is neutral, I am rainbow. So it works out perfectly. Sometimes we think we have one brain together. We are constantly tapping each other on for so many different things. And as Ann said, helping each other through the food allergy journey back when we first started MOCHA back in 1997. And again, at 25 years, I cannot believe we've been doing this that long, but we've learned so much, and we've hopefully been able to help people and share our stories and share our journeys. And we have really grown a lot, learned a lot. We've connected with so many people around the country at different conferences, and like tips and tricks on how people handle things and what they do. So it's been amazing. But of course, the friendship, I'll probably cry by the end of the show, don't worry. But the friendship has been the most important part, but helping each other has been truly just life-changing. So a little bit more about you, Ann. Why don't you talk about some of the stuff that we've done over the years, and maybe some of your passions in food allergies that you've taken a hold of?
Oh my gosh. So I have a sales background. I was a national sales manager and a national account manager, and Denise was in education. So we kind of morphed our talents together, and this whole journey of getting our kids acquainted with food allergies and doing life with food allergies. So I think it was back in like 97, 98, Denise, we started doing food allergy meetings with other parents. And Denise was just so vivacious and did such a great job. We found speakers to come in and talk. We'd have 30 to 50 people that'd be there at our meetings and we'd have specialists on various subjects. And then we also did these, believe it or not, like 100-page mailers that it was like an assembly line, and it was done via snail mail. So we would put these things together. I was like, rainbow flyers that went out. I'm business chick looking at this thing like, what is this rainbow flyer? And Denise is like, I'm education. This is like how we do it and catch people's attention. And it came together, and she was right, and it worked wonderfully. But that's how we originally disseminated information to people, was through the snail mail. Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. The amount of, people would send literally like, right, the snail mail stuff. People would send now, when people send me like articles and links and everything that we put into our e-news. And, again, this is no website, there was no Googling information. Everybody like shared information. You either picked up the phone or you went to a physical meeting and heard speakers and took notes. Like, it's such a different life of, going through packets of information and trying to share information on not only the education, but like different companies that were like family friendly, food allergy friendly. What did that mean for the different people and the allergies? And it was a lot. It was a lot of work, but we did a lot of information. MOCHA has always been inclusive and educational. We try to share as much information as possible with as many people as possible, giving the family the absolute choice to decide what they do and don't do. So we felt that it was our I don't know what's the word I'm looking for. Our duty to give you as much information as possible and then let you decide how you wanted to handle the information. But I did pull out, since I knew we had a little, I did pull out a couple little things. So here we go. Okay. Oh, here is Ann and Denise circa 1997. Yep.
Oh my gosh.
That's us. Yep. There we go. Okay. So that's that. Then here we go. Ready? Here's Ann and Denise at one of the first food allergy walks. Okay. Yeah. You're going to like this one.
No.
Oh yeah. So what did Denise do? She likes Halloween, people. Oh yes. She made people dress up as the allergens. Yep. I was an egg. I made my husband, Dave Bunning, dress up as a milk carton.
That was one of Denise's ideas. And I just remember thinking, what has she gotten me into? She wants to do a walk for food allergies. Are you kidding me? That's so much work. And it turned out to be such a great event. We had to go to a bigger venue the next year. And then it became a national walk for food allergies. So it was so incredible to see one idea being executed that could have such an impact on so many people and become a national event.
It was a great thing, and certainly got a lot of people involved around the country and helped people feel included. So that was wonderful. Then here we did going to Washington. I don't know if you can see this Ann and her family walking in Washington, because that's what we did back then. And
Denise and Ann go to Washington to lobby for legislation with us.
Here we go. There's Ann and her son and Dave Bunning and me and our son meeting in the congressional offices talking about, let's give more money for food allergies. Do you even know what food allergies is? So on the advocacy front, it was like, let's go. So there was nothing was not tried, from the snail mail to like calling companies, to going to Washington, to contacting different people around the country. And, it was something that we took very seriously, and we wanted to make sure to give our kids the most normal life, given that they had food allergies, but in a safe manner, but yet, always lemonades, lemonade out of lemons. And that's kind of how we went about it.
Right. Well, it was so interesting because there weren't a lot of people before us that had kids with food allergies. So we were kind of the trailblazers or the tip of the iceberg, so to speak. So when our kids went to preschool, preschools didn't know how to handle food allergies. So Denise and I are putting our thinking caps on. When kids are going down to do you remember all the food challenges we went through? And
oh my gosh, yeah.
Through? It was so hard and so challenging, and we really needed one another to get through that because there wasn't a lot of other support. Doctors didn't really understand the stress. There was no psychological education about what it was like to live with food allergies. We just used each other to support, to figure things out together, and then to take our experiences and make it better for those coming after us, so that they didn't have to go through a lot of the trauma and drama that we went through when we were bringing our kids up. So we really had a mission together of doing life with each other, but also leaving an impact that was better than what we had to do.
Absolutely. I think that, I remember you going to Springfield when it was one of the first EpiPen. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, that was really interesting. So I got a call from then FAN, and they said, we've got some EPI legislation. Somebody's mentioning that they're interested in sponsoring some EPI legislation. So I had no idea what it was like to get a bill passed or whatever. We joined Children's and Dr. Pingradzik in that and came up with a plan. We ended up also joining the firefighters they were also lobbying for epinephrine on ambulances. And then thank goodness for an amazing aide who helped introduce me to a lot of the lawmakers down in Springfield. If you're gonna do legislation, really get in touch with those aides because they can make a huge difference. Got in touch with an aide and ended up, talk about an interesting experience, having the then Illinois Senator Barack Obama become one of the sponsors for the bill. And he actually said my kids were cute at the time. So it was just, it turned from being a really stressful situation to an extremely rewarding situation. I think we were 2, 3, or 4 in the country to get that bill passed. So it was really a rewarding opportunity to do that.
So then I remember when schools, that went through, and we were like feeling pretty excited about it, and we were connected, and we were trying to connect other support groups around the country at that point, and we were talking about school plans. And I remember, you lived in a different town than I did, and we were like, let's get to work, kind of thing. And so, you really were one of the first in Illinois to have a food allergy plan in a public school. And that became the template for working off of. And that ended up now, like Illinois has the state guidelines. But if you think about state guidelines, and those that are listening or whatever, they don't just pop out of nowhere. Like someone actually has to sit down and write them. And I remember you working with your administrator, getting a plan. After you got your plan, then my school came aboard. And then after that, it's just snowballed. But we spent so much time making sure that the plans were fair for all, and that it was, keeping food out of the classroom, in terms of having that be on whether it was an IEP or a 504 plan or a healthcare plan, and making sure that the child with food allergies could learn in a safe manner. So do you want to just jump in with, there's so literally there's so many stories from 25 years. I can go in 75 directions here.
No kidding. I think what was really important about the school food allergy policy was that it included every aspect of people working within the school system that would come in contact with the food allergic child. And we did a policy in Wilmette, but then you went on with your teaching degree, you're teaching all your masters and everything. You went on to just make it a new and improved and even better policy. So it kind of morphed over the years with acceptance. And I'm just hoping right now that people are still implementing policies and plans within the school system, because it had such a significant unifying impact for that child's school experience. So it was a great opportunity, and thank goodness that Massachusetts had drafted that we used as an initial template as well.
That's right. That's right. That's right. And I think that, anybody out there that doesn't have a state that has a plan, get in touch with FAIR, get in touch with us. We're happy to help. And that's what we do. Educate, help, innovate, contact, connect. That's what we do. We do it all, right? I'm trying to think here from all the different things that we've done and the connections that we have. We talked about EPI, we talked about the schools. What comes up, like, besides our amazing friendship, of course, but what comes up for you as being some of the things you're most proud of that we've accomplished?
Oh, that would probably be presenting the idea to FAIR to have a college program, and then being part of the initial implementation and development of the program. I know we both had kids at college at the same time, and that's a scary time. I mean, raising kids with food allergies is not easy, but when they're in your household and you can see what's going on a daily basis, there's just some feeling of control. But when that 18-year-old walks out your door and they're living somewhere that's not within your eyesight, and they're doing things that 18 and young adults are experimenting with, it can be quite scary. So you want to make sure that there are safeguards there. And I didn't really know how to do that. So FAIR was amazing. The guy working there at the time was so responsive to the idea. And within 6 months, we had 60 schools coming in to give us feedback and ideas from all over the country. And then that was the start of the college program. And to me, that was one of the most rewarding ones, to see how it's been embraced. So kudos to FAIR for taking that and running with that.
Yeah. So, right. A segue into, thank you, FAIR. Thank you, FAIR boards. Thank you, FAIR staff. But also a big shout out to every single person out there. If you are a food allergic family, we commend you. We commend you for day in and day out doing what you need to do. We also commend you for being positive and thinking that there is a way to do it. If there is a will, there's a way. If your child wants to go to China, they can do it. My son did it. You can travel. If you haven't traveled, there is a safe way to travel. If there are things that you can't imagine doing, your child is young, we can tell you, my oldest is 28, my youngest is 25. Ann's are in that same age bracket. If you would have told me then what I know now, the progress and the continuation of FAIR improving every single step of the way on life with food allergies, it has done a phenomenal job. But I don't want you to think that, like, oh, that's great, we don't need any more help. No, we do, because those great ideas happen, and they happen from real life people doing real life things. And that is how, that's how our e-news gets better. That's how shows get better. That's how FAIR develops content for the summit or the research retreat or any of the awesome videos that they put out. Those come from great real life people saying, hey, what about this? Or this is difficult, or have you tried that? So please stay in touch with us. Keep those ideas flowing, because without you, we wouldn't be here and we wouldn't be able to help you. So I wanted to just give that kudos out to you, give, love and kisses to you in terms of making sure that, we are here. And as Ann says, clearly, I love to help, especially children. I love to help families. And anytime that I can share a story or make someone's life that much easier, then that's been a successful communication or contact. So, Ann, I want to talk about something that you feel food allergies needs. I don't know if you're talking about the future of food allergies or your dreams about the future of food allergies. What are some of your pie in the sky thoughts?
Well, I think we're all talking about finding ways for people to navigate food allergies until there's a cure. So I think, wanting to have a cure for food allergies, whether it be OIT or some of the new research that's headed down the pike, is the ultimate goal. But until we reach that, there are so many things that we can do to help our kids. Like, do you remember when we did that school nurses conference? It's so incredible. So we got people from the Department of Education, Office of Civil Rights. We had children's nurse practitioner come in. We had a dietitian come in. We had no idea what we were doing, putting on a conference, but we contacted.
We did it.
Yeah, sent out cold calls to all the school nurses within our area. And then what happened, the Illinois Nurses Society or whatever went on and used all of our speakers to educate all the nurses in Illinois. So take a tiny idea, a tiny concept, and just try it, like put it out there and it'll make a difference. So I think that ended up helping quite a few people's kids. Just school nurses are terrific and they're the backbone of keeping our kids safe at school, but to give them nuggets of information from professionals who speak their language, that was a really precious one for us. And then do you remember training our kids' friends with
inspired EpiPen parties. Yeah. Like have your friends come over, have a bunch of expired EpiPens. At the time, AviQ didn't exist. And so we would have the oranges and the grapefruits, and we would have our kids and their friends, and we would empower the kids to teach their friends that if you had an anaphylactic reaction, or if you thought I was having a reaction, this is how you give an EpiPen. And let's practice on a real grapefruit and a real orange. And so, yeah, training parties was a big deal.
Yeah, it was a major anxiety reducer, I think, for both of us, because I think
totally
like 7th and 8th grade, and we realized that they were going to be with their friends more than they were with us. So it was important. And oh my gosh, those kids had so much fun at those parties. Thank goodness they were practicing on the oranges too, instead of his leg, because my gosh, they hit it with such force sometimes.
Oh, yeah. But they did right again. Like helping empower friends makes the child with food allergies, or the teen or what have you with food allergies, just feels that much better. But everybody feels better, right? And I think that pre phones, I think now, like you communicate so heavily on your phone, but like back then, you couldn't just say, "Hey, like, are you okay? Are you okay? Calling, whatever." And now it's like you can communicate and you can ask questions and you can look things up. And there are apps and places that help you not only navigate like where you're going, but if you needed help or in a safe environment, or you could ask a mother or a friend or a food allergy friend or what have you. So I think that like that communication is like so crazy and amazing, right? I love it. I love that it's just continued to just improve. I love it.
And how about when our kids started traveling in high school?
Oh my gosh. So nerve-wracking. Oh my gosh. So you're a travel monk. I mean, like, first of all, you are a fantastic chef and I am not, and you are a travel monkey and I am not. So like, I've learned so much from you in terms of like how to do that and how to stay calm, or at least I try to. So.
Neither one of us stay calm all the time. That's why we have each other. Yeah, but the chef cards, they were so important for our kids when they were traveling and going to China. Oh my gosh, the preparations that you had to go through for that was crazy.
Yeah, but when your kid says, "Hey mom, I want to do this, can you help me?" Like they offer it up on a plate and you're like, "Sure, I'm gonna try to make that happen." Like, but he did it well, he was safe, no reactions, and it's again, when there's a will, there's a way, and you can make it happen. And there were a lot of people that helped make that happen. That wasn't just me. That was lots of people, making sure that things could be like safe. So that's great. I'm trying to think, what are some of the other, there's like so many different ways. Oh, I remember coming up with, someone asked me this recently, how did you come up with MOCHA? Well, former teacher, I'm like super into acronyms. It was late in the night and I was like trying to come up with like something catchy. And okay, so here's the logo. I actually, back in 1997, hand drew this like 2 coffee cups clicking with the heart, and of course purple's my favorite color, that's not a big secret or whatever, and came up with MOCHA, mothers of children having allergies. And Anne was like, okay, but
I loved it.
it's stuck, it's catchy, people remember it, and so that is how we named MOCHA. So someone asked me that recently, and that is how we named MOCHA.
I do have to let you know that it's been such a privilege for the last 25 years working with you and watching all the contributions that you have made to food allergies, you and Dave and you, and your creativity and your vivacious attitude towards tackling everything. It's just been a huge privilege for me. Enjoy this journey with you.
Okay, back at you. My big food allergy sister by choice. It's obviously been a lot of emotional stuff, right? We've gone through, as we say, the good, the bad, and the ugly, or warts and all, as we say in our friendship. And it certainly has been an amazing journey to do that with someone that I feel so blessed to, like, life put us together because of food allergies. We would never have known each other without food allergies, and we're, best friends and gone through so much stuff together. And so I wanted to, just reiterate that to people. Like, sometimes you come into circumstances and you don't know why it's happening or what's happening, but just be thankful for the people around you, the organizations around you, the school, the friends, the people. I think that all your love and support has been such a blessing to me as well. I don't want to start crying. But you have blessed so many people. Oh, here it goes. You've blessed so many people's lives, and to have done this with you for 25 years just like means the world to me. And hopefully for those of you out there, like, you feel our love on our website, in our e-news. Like, we're very authentic. We really do mean what we say. We want to help you every step of the way. And we couldn't do it. And it takes a village. And with all of us working hard, and again, so grateful to FAIR to take on so many different things and try to make it current and try to make it accessible and try to make everyone included and inclusive, and from every state, worldwide, not even just the US, just like doing things in a manner that is inclusive for all, and that so people can be safe. And I think that that's what's most important. I promised that I would quickly. All right, here we go. Okay.
Can I just say while you're preparing something?
Here's our family. Here's Anne's family. That's why we do it. We love you guys dearly, and that's why we do it. And I wanted to just, give you one last chance. Anything else you want to say before we wrap up?
Yeah, I think if I'd like to encourage people to reach out and find somebody else to do this journey with, because it's a very taxing, emotional journey. I know for me, I had even a close family member that thought I was exaggerating food allergies, or they couldn't possibly be that bad, and didn't help me through it. So I really encourage people to reach out to and find somebody who understands to do life together with, because it makes life so much more bearable, and to have a good friend and have somebody on that journey with you.
Yep, to cheer you on through everything, the goods, the highs, and the lows, right?
Or to even call when you're going through a hard time. I mean, I remember when Daniel had the EOE, and that was a particularly hard time for you. And
yeah, that was a tough one. You've got food allergies and EOE, and you're trying to deal, and you don't know what direction to go, and you're doing all the research and trying to go to all the doctors and figuring out what's what. And yeah, so it's like you said, having a partner in crime is certainly super helpful and supportive. So, all right, if that's anything else, you got some more?
Just jump in and use all affairs resources because they have a number of them. So tap into those. It makes life much easier.
It does. It does. All right. So I guess I'm going to sign off. I can't believe it's 25 years of MOCHA, 10 years of FAIR. Happy again, Food Allergy Awareness Week. If there's anything we can do for you, we're here for you. FAIR is here for you. MOCHA is here for you. Ann and Denise are here for you. As always, I am thankful. Thank you for watching MOCHA Talk. I'm always sending you love and rainbows and laughter and gratitude. And we'll see you next time. And this is my family. And also, Food Allergy Awareness Week is Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day in advance to you, Anne, and happy Mother's Day to me. And this is one of my favorite kid pictures of them in their Halloween costumes, of course. Okay, that's what's happening there. So if we can do anything for you, please reach out. We're here for you. And take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.